I'm here that tells you a dingabadoo, a this and that, and the other thing too. Oh, let me tells you a dingabadoo about you. Oh, let me tells you, baby blue. See if I get better lighting here. The lighting ain't too good. It ain't too good up in here. I've seen better lighting in my days, and this ain't it. I don't even know if the sound's very good, but I'm hoping you can hear me. I'm a little beside a busy road over here. But bear with me, kid, because I got a tale for you. I got a tale that needs telling, a tale that needs to be told. So here it is. So yeah, I just got back from Bangor, Maine, a few days ago, actually now. But I had to sort out in my mind what happened there because whoo, some shit happened up in there. I mean, tells you. I'm gonna tell you. A dingabadoo. So here's what happened. So first of all, I started out this course, this training course that prepares you to be a street disciple, which is a person that goes out around 8, 9 at night, stays till about 2 in the morning, walking the streets with a team of others in gear, lets people know we're out there to support the homeless and help them with whatever little provisions we could offer. Just hear them out, sit with them a while, just be of some kind of support where we can. And so I did the training course. I filled out an application, and but recently, since then, since the training, I realized, you know, I'm it's helped me just to be more sociable and helpful to the general public, even on my off time. Before I even did one walk with the crew of street disciples, uh, I find myself on my trip, just helping out others where I can. I mean, I always have anyway, but uh, more so, you know, now like I was in this graveyard up in Bangor that is more than half the reason why I wanted to go up there. As an incurable taphophile, I love my graveyards. Victorian ones, this is Victorian Garden Cemetery, and I've been wanting to check it out since a year and a half. I've been here already, and finally got to do it. Did a couple overnights up there. It's over a 2 hour drive, so you want to make it worth it. And I get up there. I think it's the second day I go to the cemetery so I can have the whole day to explore. And then you come across people as you do in the cemetery, and I come across a little old lady who was coming my way as I was going her way, and we see a mausoleum together, and we're both looking at it, and I could tell she's open to. You could just tell the body language. She's open to small talk. So I say something about the mausoleum, whatever. Don't remember. And she responds, and not too long into it, she makes me aware. Cause you could tell she's uncomfortable about her situation. She's gotten herself lost in the cemetery, and she's old enough where she looks like she's in her mid to late 70s, where she really can't afford, doesn't have the energy to just keep walking around, find it, trying to figure out where she parked. And so I assist her, and I walk her back to where she first thinks she parked, uh, and we go on talking, and and then we find that her car is not there. So I suggest, why don't you sit here on these steps while I go a little further up to the main office and let them know that they have an elderly woman and can't find her way around in here. Because I would have wanted to be of more help, but I look like this old, creepy old goth metalhead that I normally look like. And upon first, uh, view of me, I may look a little, intimidating maybe to an old lady, even though I was very nice and cordial and gentle and soft spoken with her. Uh, So I go to the office and they're like, "Oh, we got a meeting coming up. We can't go out there." And I'm like, "Well, hey, I did my job. I'm trying to be a decent human being. I let you people know you got an elderly person on your property that needs assistance. Now, if she dies out there, that's on you." And but I wasn't going to leave her there. I just left them rude people, and they did say they'd look into it, whatever, which they did. I found out later. But then I walked the rest of the way back to my car because my plan is to get in my car, drive up to where I sat her down, and help her find a car while driving around to mine. And I get in my car, get back to her. She left the spot. I sat her down, and I found her a little ways further up, just passing a young couple of ladies who notice her. I could tell notice her, and she's leaning on a tree at this point for support. You could tell she's wiped out, but she's too proud. She doesn't want to tell everybody, look, I'm lost in here. And she hadn't seen me yet, but I'm observing as I'm approaching the scene that they're not going to help her. They rather their day not be inconvenienced, than they're just going to, unless the woman were to directly ask them, "Look, I really need help," which she didn't do, and they went on their merry way. As I was just pulling up, I says, "Here I am, blah blah blah. I don't have guests in my car or whatever, but I just got to clean out the driver's side, the passenger side to let you in." And she thought about it for a minute, like whether she should even get in the car or not. And but she felt like she built already enough rapport with me. Uh, I come off as genuinely good, even if I look like a weirdo. Uh, and she picked up on that. Whatever. So gets in the car, and I said, "Look, I'm just going to drive her around the outer perimeter of the cemetery, and, and we'll find at one of these gates where your car is." And just in a little, just a few minutes up the road, we found her car, and I dropped her off right at her driver's side door, and she says, "Oh, you could tell your friends you helped a minister and a professor today, because that's both of her occupations in life, as a college professor and a minister at I don't know, Catholic or whatever church." But so that was my good deed of the day, and I felt better. She was at her car, and and she was appreciative and all. But then later that day, or was it the next day? I think it was later that day. I went into downtown Waterville, Maine, and I talked to a tattoo shop owner there. Impromptu. We talked many weeks ago about possibly working there, and then I dropped the ball because I got a job elsewhere. And but then I figured I'm up there, I might as well go see if this guy wants to talk. And I met up with him, and I checked out the downtown. I hadn't been up there for a year when I first moved here. I went up there once, but for no real reason but to poke around. And right away, I get downtown, and I had time to kill before I met this tattoo shop owner, who was a real hick. His first shop was called Redneck's Tattoo, and it was for good reason, man. When you look at this guy, but we hit it off. But before that, I figured I'd walk a trail, smoke a joint, and listen to some music. And I did. I walked a trail, but I walked this trail along the river that walked me directly into a hobo camp, and just homeless tents all over in there. And I passed one homeless kid. He was a younger guy, and I just said hi. We didn't engage in conversation or nothing, but it did feel dangerous in there. Like I wouldn't have been welcome if I was there at the wrong time of day when everybody was there or something. And but I felt protected there. I definitely felt in danger for some reason, but also protected. Like, and I didn't stick around. I didn't try to cut through the hobo village. I just saw it up ahead and turned back around, basically. But but then a little while later, I get back on the main road, and I see a bar, and I only see it from. I can only tell it's a bar once I'm right up on it. so I couldn't really inspect around the building and feel it out for what kind of bar it was, because it was a specific kind of bar, and it wasn't. I find out too late it wasn't a public bar. It was a private biker club, and so it was all bikers, and just bikers go to this bar, the ones that belong to this club. And but I walk in because I saw a tavern sign or whatever, something that made me think it was just a bar. And I go right first to the patio, and people are sitting there, and I sit with them, and they see one seems kind enough, the other's a little more standoffish. Of course, I didn't say anything, off-putting, but they look for something off-putting. If they want to fight or something, they're going to find something off-putting about no matter what you say. Oh, nice day today. What'd you say to me, motherfucker? That kind of crap. And so I felt that energy, and I walked away from there. But I put my business card down in the on something on the patio, and I saw somebody beyond the window where I put the. They saw me put the card down. Then I go inside. I asked for a beer, and they're like, a beer or a beer? What do I do? What do we do? Oh, get the guy a beer. And I was like, because I was like, nobody knew me. The place wasn't full. There was hardly anyone there. Probably 5 people there altogether, just kind of spread out. And but all intimidating biker types, And so the guy's like, cash only. Cracks open a beer. It's cheap enough, $3, whatever Miller Lite. And I realized I didn't have any cash on me, so he's like, "Oh, there's an ATM around the corner outside." And I was like, "Oh, okay, I'll go to that." It's odd to have an ATM right at a club, but it was like right there with the club. And everybody was really testy with me. It's like, "Well, we'll take advantage of this guy and get his money anyway. He's not really supposed to be here," but they could tell I'm ignorant of the situation, that I'm not from there. And they might have wanted to take advantage of me or beat me up for more money later. Luckily, I didn't have money on me because there was less reason to, shake me down for cash. Once they saw I needed an ATM. But anyway, it was just very fraught with anxiety in there, and so I go out. I looked at the ATM. I realized then that it was a club. I I I realized I had $3 in my pocket, $2 cash, and I go back in. I was like, what, I'm not. I'm just gonna give him $2 for cracking open the beer. Give him a tip anyway, and say, sorry, dude, I'm just gonna pass. I don't want to deal with the ATM. So I go back inside, but before I go back inside, I grab my card again from where I put it down because I saw them see me put it down, and they didn't take it yet. So I don't want them having information on me either. I don't know. I could read people in places really well with my psychic abilities, and then this was bad news. And I just felt, and I got my card back, give them the $2, and I get back out of there, no problem. And so I felt like I ran into two vicarious situations immediately, one after the other, early in the day. Uh, and that was a day, a little time after helping this woman in the graveyard. So I think my spirit guides were on full alert, making sure I didn't get in trouble after saving a good woman, from, having a heart attack in the cemetery trying to find her car or something. Uh, so that was that situation. But I felt like I was being looked out for. I was in two risky situations. It's not a bad town, Waterville, by any means, but homeless and bikers could be unpredictable. Is ghetto thugs and whatever else, other types you might run into, you know, that are on the shadier side. So that's it. It's a little story I could tell. I don't know what's the worth in it. I think I just got gifted for doing a good deed for that old woman, and I was immediately in trouble after that and got looked out for. So there you go, kids. You know, what's the takeaway? Guardian angels, kid. They'll look out for you. For you. You right there. take take care, folks. God bless.